Today, our champion Al Johnson of Agawam, Massachusetts, faces the challenge of Joe Days of North Truro, Massachusetts, on Candlepin bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Candlepin Bowling. I'm Don Gillis, and as always, speaking for the whole crew, I'm glad you could join us here at the Fairway in Natick, Massachusetts. It'll be 3 strings of Candlepin bowling, and it is total pinfall which will determine our winner. Each will take home a permanent souvenir. These will be provided by Din Brothers of Boston and Holyoke and will be properly inscribed with the name and date. Each will take home some guaranteed prize money. $700 to the winner, $350 to the runner-up, $50 available to the winner of each string, and if they tie, we split that at $25 apiece. Other opportunities, you know, 3 strikes in a row, over 400, 3 marks in a row, lots of things. But they know about it. Most of you do. I'll remind you. Right now, let's talk to today's bowlers, shall we? Hi, Joe. First thing I have to ask you is why haven't you been coming to see us more often?
A little tough making those roll-offs.
I know it is.
It's tougher all the time, too.
It just doesn't seem possible that it's been so long since you were here. You know, the first thing I have to ask you, since you're the manager of the cottages down there, how'd you make out with Hurricane Bob, and how'd you make out with the big storm that came around Halloween a year ago?
Wow. Hurricane Bob, we suffered a little bit of damage, not too bad. We could have been a lot worse. The other storm, the wind was blowing the opposite way, so it was blowing really away from the shore for us.
Good, because I have friends who are down in Orleans, and they were not quite so lucky. And you son of a gun, I don't know whether it's luck or skill or what, or it's because you're new bride or what, but I mean, you're just rolling along, you're winning on the WCBC.
Yeah, well, I won the first Pro Tour there, yeah. I'm just
5 in a row here.
I don't know if it's my getting married or I'm comfortable now. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm glad for you. All right. Good luck to you and to you, Joe. And we'll get underway right after this. 202, high triple 450, league average 125. And Joe has everything down except the 10-pin. For a spare, yes, he has it. Joe is married, father of 2 sons, and is the owner and manager of Days Cottages. Seven is the fill, and he's now looking at the 1, 3, and 7 with no wood to help. Ooh, just missed it. Joe is representing the Orleans Bowling Center. He had a 653 in winning his roll-off. It's an 8. Now Al Johnson, our defending champion. High single 197, high triple 477, league average 127. Going for his 6th in a row. Three, 6, and 10 alone over on the right, 4 and 7 on the left with wood in between the 4 and the 7. Got the 3 and 6. Turns out to be an 8 box. All right, now he's got 1, 7, and 10 with wood to the left and a couple of pieces to the right. Everybody who's here looking down at the $2,375, which is what the jackpot for this 1, 7, 10 high-low will be at the end of the program. And the winner will get first try at it, and then the runner-up. Got the 1 and 7, but not the 10. Ralph Stewart calls time. He's gone down to... There's a loose ball in the gutter, and he just took care of it. Hey, Looked like he was coming out of a cave for a while there. Wrong guess that time for Al as to what that was going to do. Now our challenger, Joe Days of North Truro, Massachusetts, D-A-Y-S. One and three are the two pins that are still standing. Another spare. Joe was runner-up in the Massachusetts Bowling Association 1986 state tournament. Open all events. Runner-up to the champion then, Dan Murphy. 6 is the fill, and he's now looking at the 7 alone over on the left with wood in front of it, and on the right, the 3, 6, 10. There's wood between the 3 and the 6. So it looks kind of nice. Can he do it? Went too far to the right. Missed the 3-pin. It's a 9 as he left the 7. Now Al Johnson, as we alluded to, recently married, and he owns the Club 57 in Southwick. Two and 7 over on the right, and 6 and 10, excuse me, on the left, and 6 and 10 on the right. Representing the Agawam lanes. To 10. Little too full on the head pin. He winds up with 3, 6, and 4. The one piece of wood is right in front of the 4. Not on an angle, but right across. Parallel with the pit. Good try as he split the 3, 6. Did kick the 3 over, but it went behind the 4. 10. And a check on the scoreboard, as we always do after 4 boxes of the first and 4 boxes of the second. And right now, it is our challenger, Joe Days of North Truro, leading our defending champion, Al Johnson, 50-37. Joe Days. Got the 4 horsemen right side, no wood to help. Well done. That's the way to do it. Big 9, and make that a strike. As a piece of wood came over and knocked down the last remaining pin, the 4. Al Giglio keeping score on the electronic scoreboard as usual. Keith Williams keeping score on the big board for the folks who are here. 4 horsemen left side. That's what Al Johnson is looking at right now, and he's got it. So each bowler has run down the 4 horsemen. Joe, a right-sider, and Al, the left side. He got just 5, and he's left himself an unusual situation because there's no wood to help. He's got diamond left, and over in the right-hand corner, the 10 pin. So the diamond on the left side is made up of the 2, 4, 5, and 8. And then he has a 10 pin. Got 3/4 of the diamond, left the 4 pin and the 10 pin. It's a 9. Don Riley is our statistician and coordinator. Ralph Stewart, there he is, our lob-line judge and referee. Joe's first ball gets him just 4. So the total fill is 6 on the strike. The object pin becomes the 2. He's got 2, 4, 5, and 7, then he leaves the 5. Spare leave, the 3 and 6. Oh, surprise, surprise. Thought he had it, but got just the 3. It's a 10. Our crew today is Bob Armitage, Judy Giles, Skip Peabody, and Jeff Sullivan. Our producer and director, as always, the former captain, now retired, Mr. Phil Rubin. Retired only from the Navy. 2 full that time. Almost a spread eagle. He left the 3, 6, and 10 on the right, the 2 and 4 on the left. Punched out the 6. It's an 8. Seven pin is alone, and on the right he's got 6 and 10, but he's got 3 pieces of wood right in the middle, and he will try to use them. And everything went down except the 10, and he was quite sure it would, but it didn't. Having a little conversation with himself after that. I'm not sure whether he'd want us to tune in or not. Our challenger, Joe Days. Oh, baby, so close to a strike. 1 pin standing the 4 pin. And he missed the single pin. This is the 6th appearance on our program for Joe Days. Got a break there in a sense because, whoops, well, for a while he did. He had actually had 4 and 5 side by side. Behind that he had 7 and 8. Then the 5 fell, which left him a triangle. So then the 4 toppled, and now he's got the 7 and 8. Piece of wood rolling around right now, and then there's a little V made up of some wood, and so he's going to try to slam into that and try, if he can, to get the 7 and 8. Oh. 7 rocking. Yes, it finally fell. Ralph Stewart's gone to get a loose ball. So now the fill on the spare in the 10th. Give him 7 more. Joe's last appearance back in 1987 when he was defeated by Tom Olszta after he himself had defeated Hugh Ferguson the week before. And a strike for our defending champion. Six, missed the head pin, has left the 1, 2, 4, and 10. No wood. That's a pretty spare. I want to tell you, no wood to help. 1, 2, 4, and 10. Beautifully done. And 9 more. So the last 2 boxes kind of helped out because he was only at 79 when he went into those last 2 boxes and winds up, as you can see, with 118. Still 14 pins behind, and obviously the first bonus money here goes to our challenger, Joe Days, as he has won this first string, 132 to 118. Brings our defending champion to the line. Oh, what a lovely leave this is. Ho, ho, ho. 4 and 5 side by side, and behind that 7, 8, and 9, and no wood to help. Took out just 1, the 8, and he's not happy because what he wanted to do, obviously, was to hit the 4-pin. So it is a 6. Everything down except the kingpin. For a moment, it looked as if it might be a hammer. Yes, he has the spare. Now challenger Joe Days. One pin away from a strike. It's the 8-pin. Spare. Seven is the fill. He's got the 5 and 9 and the 7. 7 is alone, obviously, over to the left. Now there's a piece of wood, which, well, we have to wait to see what it's going to do. It's rolling back and forth. Now he's ready, and he uses it to make his second consecutive spare to begin the middle string. Now our defending champion, Al Johnson, working on a spare in the second, and he's too full on the head pin, but, oh, they eventually all toppled. It looked like he was going to have a split, and they just kept dropping. He's got a wry grin on his face. That's W-R-Y. We have to remember he does own a club, so. Eight. 5 and 9 to pick up. Ooh, too full on number 5. And that cost $50 in bonus money. Now Joe Days has begun the middle string with a couple of marks, a pair of spares. He has a chance to pick up some bonus money. Got a good shot at it. He got an 8-pin drop, and the 2 pins that are still standing are together. It is the 4 and 7. He's got it, and he's got $50 in bonus money. He had already picked up 50 for winning the first string, so now he's up to $100 in bonus money. Six is the fill, and he's looking at the diamond on the left side. 2, 4, 5, and 8. Knew he'd missed it. He held it too long, and he knew he was going to miss the object pin, which was the 2. So now he's looking at 2 and 5. It is a 9. And again, a check on the scoreboard after 4 boxes of the first and second. This is the second. First string was won by our challenger, Joe Days, 132 to 118, in case you're just joining us. And he is leading in this second after 4 by a score of 60 to 55. Fifth box, middle string, halfway through the match right now. Eight pins down, but the 2 that are standing are far apart. 4 and 10. 2 pieces of wood in front of the 10. He decided to use the wood, but it did not go over to get the 4, obviously hoping for some sidewall action, which would bang it right and then have it go all the way over. So it's a 10. Again, he has a split. This time it's the 2 pin and the 10. With wood behind the 2. And he uses it for a spare. Now Joe Days, who began with 3 consecutive marks, 3 spares, then had a 9, comes up again in the 5th. As I said, Joe's been on 5 times before. And he's been in with some iron. He has bowled against Gary Carrington, Hugh Ferguson, and Tom Olszta, and he beat Carrington and he beat Ferguson. 3, 6, 10 on the right and 7 over on the left. Hit the piece of wood and didn't get anything. It was there as he got a 10. All right, a triangle made up of the 2, 4, and 5. Yes, he has it. So basically, he should have had 5 marks out of the 6 boxes, but he does have 4. Now Al Johnson. Al gets 8 on his spare and is looking now at the 6 and 10 for another. He has it. Al did not like that one. He knew as soon as he delivered it, he had missed the head pin. He dropped it just too soon, and it punched out the 3 and 9, but also picked up the 7. Oh, what a great try. Got everything down except the 10. It's a 9. Now challenger Joe Days. Bowling in the 7th and 8th and filling a spare in the 6th with this. 7. Three, 8, and 10, and Ralph Stewart wants to take a look at a piece of wood that is this side of the head pin and right now is behind the deadwood line, so it stays. He left the 10. It's a 9. The one pin that's standing is the king pin, the 5, and it's still rocking back and forth. All right, he has it. I was mentioning the iron that Joe Days has been in with. Al Johnson's been in with some iron, I want to tell you. Everything down except the 10 pin. Al has bowled against Don Richmond, Craig Holbrook, Tom Olszta. He's got it. John Zernicke, Peter Flynn, Steve Reno, Gary Carrington, Paul Berger, and let's see, Joe Tavernese. So, and a strike. That was a no-doubter. That's a no-doubter. Okay, he's got 2 of them down. Last week, Ken Coy had 3 in a row for $1,000. Seven this time. 152. What a finish. Joe Days. Leaves 4 horsemen. Got 2 of the 4. It's a 10. One, 3, 7, and 10. Wood to the left and right of the 1-3. Left the corners full. Made them both for a 10, but that brings him just to 132. And Al, of course, had rolled a 152, which gives him a 6-pin lead, and that's the first time in the match he's been ahead. After a great final 2 boxes in the middle string. The score, 152 to 132, wins $50 in bonus money for Al Johnson for winning the middle string. It also puts him ahead by 6, 270 to 264. All right, 3rd string, and as usual, it is our challenger who leads it off. They are tumbling for Joe, and everything down now except the 8 pin. He's got it. A spare to begin the third string. And a strike on top of that. Joe Day's really putting the pressure on Al. Al responded at the end of the middle string. Let's see if he can respond again. 1, 2, and 10. Those are the pins standing. There's one piece of wood, but it's in back of the 2-pin and not facing towards the 10. Oh, what a beauty. Oh, that was so pretty. 1, 2, and 10. Pow. He dropped that one much too soon. Just 4. And basically, he's got a diamond to the left. Nope, didn't get it all. Has left 3. And cleans it up for the 10. Now Joe Days is working on a strike, and actually he has 2 marks in a row, hoping for bonus money again. They are dead even right now, dead even. And that, of course, broke the tie and puts Joe Days ahead by 6, which is what he got as his fill on. Now give him 2 more. And the total fill on his strike is 8. So he's up by 8. And he gets a 10. One, 2, and 10. 3 pieces of wood, but they're all to the left. Joe's sliding foot actually stuck just before we got to the foot foul line. And obviously it threw him off. Now Al Johnson, our defending champion. Right down the middle, almost a spread eagle, but more of them fall, and waiting because another pin is rocking. What he winds up with is the 2 and 3 plus the 4-pin. Took out the 2. That was one of those, I should have gone to the other side when trying for the spare. All right, 4 horsemen left side. Behind that, he has the 5 and 9. It's a 7. Al is favoring. He obviously has developed a blister on the finger of his right hand, the index finger of his right hand. And it is bothering him. 6 boxes to go. Our challenger, Joe Days, winds up with 4 horsemen left side and the 9-pin. Punches out the 2. It's an 8. Kind of a thin hit. He has slept the 1, 3, 4, 7, 9, and 10. Nine and 10 still there. Nine. All right, let's see now how Al will do, our defending champion, and how much is that blister, I presume it's a blister, on his right index finger going to be. For a moment, it looked as if it was going to be a strike, but 2 pins are still standing, and they are far apart. The 4 and the 10. Chance for him to pick up something here because he's opposite an 8 and a 9, trailing by 10 in the match. But it won't be easy here. 1 piece of wood, and he's going to try to utilize it. Got the 10 with it, but not the 4. It's obviously hurting him. He picked up 1 pin there. Now he's cut the deficit to 9. He has a spare leave. The 2 and 4. He's got it. So that cuts it to 8, and then whatever he fills with will cut it some more. 2 boxes to go. Excuse me, 4 boxes to go. 2 coming up right now for Joe Days. And our challenger is looking at 3, 7, 9, or 7 alone over there, and the 3 and 9 with wood in between the 3 and 9 and wood to the left of the 3 and 9. And he used it for a spare. He gets 7. 4 pin alone over on the left, and to the right 3 and 6. Missed the 3 pin. Definitely having trouble as he seems to be sticking with his sliding foot. It's a 10. All right, Al Johnson now, at the moment, in actuality, because he's opposite a 9, he's trailing by 8, and then he'll cut that by how much? He's down to 1 right now. And big miss. He had the 1, 2, and 10, and he cut it a little too close. Makes a 10. And then, of course, he's opposite spare 7 here, so the 1 pin deficit now jumps up to 8. Seven pin alone, and on the right he has 3 and 6. He's opposite a 10 box. Joe Days leading by 8. He missed it. Got the 6, but not the 3. Missed it again. And Joe picks up 2 more. So Joe Days leads by 10 going into the final 2 boxes. Four horsemen left side, plus 5 and 8. Did not get it. Left the 1 and the 7. It's an 8. He's got a diamond right. That's the 3, 5, 6, and 9. That's what he needs to convert for a spare, and no! The diamond wins again. The 9 pin is still there. It's a 10. So, 28 to tie and 29 to win for Al. That is in these two boxes. Won't be easy. Four horsemen left side plus 9. That's not easy to make. That's why you can get the four horsemen, but not the 9. Okay. 10. So he must mark. He got a tough split. He must mark. And he, in addition to, if he doesn't mark, it's all over. If he does mark, then he's going to need an 8 to fill in order to tie and a 9 to win. So this is it. Joe Days is our new champion. Al Johnson won 5 in a row, but he wasn't able to win the 6th. So Joe Days becomes our new champion on Candlepin Bowling, and Al Johnson was defeated after 5 in a row. Joe Days also picks up another $50 in bonus money as he has won the 3rd string by a score of 119 to 103. And the final score is Days 383 and Johnson 373. $50 in the home viewer jackpot. Just a reminder once again, we're asking you to send in a card, 1 per day, and a card only, not a letter, taking a guess at what you think the total pinfall will be, both bowlers combined. Today it's a nice juicy 756, and you just give us your guess and include your name and address, and please send it along to this address, which would be Candlepin Bowling, WCVB TV, 5 TV Place, Needham, Massachusetts. Zip code number 02192. We always give you 10 either side. Like, for example, today it's 746 to 766 would win $150. But even if it's nowhere near that, which often is the case, whatever, the person whose card is chosen will receive a handsome gift from the Parker Pen Company. All right, 756 for $150. Here we go. You know, most of the folks who are here, you know, they have cards in here, and they're watching me so closely, just as you are at home, watching to make sure that I don't have a card previously picked out. All right, here we go. Let's see. This one comes from Wallingford, Connecticut, Barbara Howland, and the guess is, let's see, now, if it's 756, and I said 10 either side, then 747 would win, wouldn't it? Huh? How about that? Okay. All right, so we'll be emptying out all of these, and we'll be starting all over again next week with $50. Hey, that crazy thing down there is just piling up. Now, 2,375, Joe. You get first try at it, whatever lane you want. Whichever one your foot doesn't stick on, huh? Hey, Al. Well,
every single time.
I know it. It's amazing. Come on over here, and Joe, you getting back, okay? Back is always better. No, Owen back. That means you're a champion.
Okay.
Okay. From Din Brothers, another one with that your name will be inscribed on. And you got $350 and $100 in bonus. And it was great having you for 6 weeks.
Thanks, Don.
Give my
It's a
best
pleasure.
to your bride, Jackie.
I will. Thanks very much.
Okay, all right. And Joseph, from Din Brothers, you're first, and I'm going to take it back from you afterwards, but it's going to be inscribed with your name and the date and everything. And hey, you've been doing pretty well against the iron, haven't you, huh?
Sweated out those last few boxes.
$700 for you, and in bonus money, $150. I'm not sure, but I think Steve Badney may be your challenger next week, okay? We'll see you, and see you then, too. Bye-bye, everybody.